gentlemen, Chuck Roberts sitting alongside of my broadcast colleague, Eric Ecstasy. Of course, one-third, I should say, of sexual harassment. Eric Ecstasy, it's wonderful to have you here alongside of us. We're here at Steel Valley High School. It's IWC Wrestling Action. Eric, thanks for being here tonight.
Well, thanks for having me, Chuck. It's an honor to commentate with you tonight. Since I can't be in the ring, I'm looking forward to calling some great IWC action.
And we would be remiss not to mention one thing before we do call the match here, and that's the fact that Jeff Foreman is not with us. We're going to try, we got Carl Kaz in a near fall situation. Super Hentai against Carlton Kaz. There we see a roll-up, 2 count only.
You know, Super Hentai, you got to respect his ability. The man went to Japan, he had a tour of Japan last year. Went very well for IWC Federation and was asked back. But you got to respect the ability of Carlton Kaz. He's only been in the IWC for 2 months. And with that move right there, you show his ability.
Absolutely. We all know well that Japan has been the home of Super Hentai, and he has wrestled there for a long time. And anytime he gets a chance to wrestle in Japan, he does. So we thank him here in Munhall as we almost have a sunset flip right here as Carlton Kaz. Look out. Oh,
Nice reversal.
absolutely. With a neck breaker right there. Carlton Kaz is going to try to get the count there. 2 count only.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say Kaz is going to pull off the upset tonight against Hentai.
Well, all right. Well, hey, maybe we could try to get your predictions all night long. You've been in the ring with these guys, so you certainly would be able to tell who you think is going to come out on top. As we see Carlton Kaz to the top rope right now, lying in the center. Nobody home. Missing with the leg drop, Carlton Kaz. Nobody home. Hentai moved out of the way. Now Hentai has an opportunity.
I've been on the receiving end of those chops, son. I can tell you right now, it's not a pretty sight.
That doesn't look pretty at all. Looks like he could knock down a Redwood with those chops. Drop kick right in the center. And now a quick cover. And then, oh, there, that was 2.5 right there.
With Hentai just coming off the loss to AJ Styles for the Super Indy Championship, I can only think he's at a disadvantage here. Kaz has been on an impressive streak, and with the feud with Lowe, Shirley, James Keenan, and X, I don't see Hentai's head in the game right now.
No, absolutely. It was a grueling match and a great match. The two athletes after the fact, after the match was over, and AJ Styles won the Super Indy title. We saw 2 men stand in the ring like professionals and shake each other's hands, but as we well know, it didn't end that cleanly. There's a lot of bad blood there, as Shirley Doe had much to do with the loss of the Super Indy title by Super Hentai.
Now here's Super Hentai's trademark moves, the Northern Lights.
There we go. We're going up for the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout, Super.
I apologize, Eric Ecstasy. I was trying to get the official word out as we see Sterling James Keenan and we see Shirley Doe now double teaming Super Hentai.
Those disciples, you know, sexual harassment and enough trouble with these two. Now Hentai's on the receiving end of their destruction. I can't believe the goal of Sterling James Keenan.
Look out! Oh, a leg drop decapitation right there. Sterling James and Shirley Doe have a lot of gall to be in the ring right now. This isn't their match. There's no reason for this. Coming to the ring right now. Eric Ecstasy. That's Bubba the Bulldog cleaning house. Oh, of course, when the odds are evened up, you see Shirley Doe and you see Sterling James Keenan take a hike.
That's the MO for those disciples, always taking the low road when they're faced with opposition.
Take it over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, Super Hentai.
Doe and Keenan's disciples doing a good bout to showcase 2 young men's ability. Well, I'm sure Doe's disciples will never hear the rest of this.
Strawberry surprise!
Ladies and gentlemen,
ladies and gentlemen, back here at Steel Valley High School is inside the ring. And what a match to have Eric Ecstasy alongside of me. As Eric, I know this is going to be a very emotional match for you because in the ring right now we have 1/3 of Sexual Harassment, of course, one of your tag team partners, Balls Hot Troy Lords, in the ring with the Ghost Glenn Spectre, who is absolutely no friend of yours.
That's right. This match has a special meaning in my heart. I mean, we've been feuding with the Devil's Advocates for 4 months now. The guy's torn my shoulder twice. They hurt Balls Hot. He's been out with an ankle injury, just like me. But let me tell you something. His heart didn't give up because when I went down, stepped in and took Sexual Harassment's place, he stepped it up and they kept the tag team titles last year.
And they have been absolutely great tag team champions thus far. As a matter of fact, one of the title reigns were taken away by Devil's Advocate, and now here tonight we get an opportunity. Devil's Advocate will get an opportunity here in the near future to get those tag team titles back. And I know you're not too pleased about that, mind you.
No, I'm not pleased about it, especially because the only time they could ever take them for sexual harassment was a 3-on-2 situation with that dwarf-looking man outside, Jake Garrett.
And we cannot forget about Jake Garrett, folks. Jake Garrett is always accompanying Devil's Advocate. When need be, he is the third man, but he acts very much as there's a very impressive belly to back by the Ghost Glenn Spectre. Jake Garrett, he has gotten his hands in a few times in matches, and right now, let's be very fair. Eric, right now, as far as I'm concerned, this is a 2-on-1 contest right here because Jake Garrett does not mind putting his hands into a match where it doesn't belong.
Well, I mean, you look at Jake Garrett, he looks like a guy eating garbage off the streets of Munhall right here. I mean, kids go home scared of this fucking guy right here, but the man has a very sick mind. He's been behind the Devil's Advocates the whole time in IWC. He's the one that masterminded their plot to take us down. I mean, you can't underestimate it.
I'm curious, Eric, how in the world does somebody respond? Because we got a cover in there. That's 2 count only. Troy Lord's almost getting a 3. How does a man respond to become the manager of Devil's Advocate? What's that listed in a newspaper? The Devil's Advocate looking for a manager.
I'll tell you what, I think it was more complicated than that. I think Jake's been behind him the whole time. He's got it covered here.
Oh, and
Troy's
again.
not one to give up. Just like sexual harassment, if you say this is 2-on-1, it doesn't matter to us. We beat him for the title several times, 2-on-3. Sexual harassment doesn't play that way.
No, they don't. They have been fair players all throughout their, well, I shouldn't say that. It wouldn't be very fair to say fair players all throughout the past couple weeks and months here in IWC. You have a terrific fan following, however, as we see right there, a suplex, almost a brain buster there as he looks, and that's 2 count only. Almost a brain buster there, dropping Troy Lords on his head. But Eric Ecstasy, I was starting to say, you have been able to develop a huge fan following, and not only Sexual Harassment is the trio, but yourself. I know you had a great Valentine's Day.
Yes, I did. I had a tremendous Valentine's Day this year. 5 folks at IWC were going to set me up on a date, and I had a date, and hey, it went well, but sometimes Troy and JT are better partners than the female fans.
I understand that. As I see somebody in the fans right now, I see a gentleman with one of your pink boas. I'm sure that's in respect for you being out of action.
Hey, it's just like Howard Stern's fans calling to other radio stations. I got mine with the pink boas.
As you
More
see,
importantly, we got Troy here.
we have both been in the ring. Oh, that nice clothesline. Troy Lords, 2 count only. Troy Lords has not been wrestling a long time, Eric. Can you let us know what brought Troy Lords into sexual harassment? What made him the 3rd member?
Well, I can tell you this much. Troy was the star of some certain adult films we were taking a following to. And we saw Troy's action there. We decided to train him, put him in the ring, and ever since he's been one of the hottest young stars on the independent circuit, in my personal opinion.
Oh, nice neck breaker right
Beautiful
there.
flipping neck breaker by Troy.
2 count only. Well,
I believe he calls that move the gay basher.
The gay basher.
That's the term for it.
I don't want to get too political over here. IWC, we're all about wrestling, we're all about action. As you see,
very fired up. You see,
he is fired, and so are the fans.
he was gone for about 4 months. He's happy to be back here, and definitely happy to get back with sexual harassment.
Reversal into the corner. Looked like a takeover roll-up. No, and a German suplex, nearly escaping a neck injury possibly. However, catching that shoulder, Troy Lords. Glenn Spectre, and you can't, regardless of Jake Garrett, regardless of their antics in or out of the ring, the Ghost Glenn Spectre is one of the most improved wrestlers here over the past 3 months, or actually I go even further than that, 6 months, as we see him covering a 2 count by Glenn.
He's not going down that easy.
He is one of the most improved wrestlers in a long time here in IWC.
Well, you look at Glenn Spectre, he's in phenomenal shape. If you followed his career, he was close to the 300-pound mark about 2 years ago. You have to respect, as much as I hate the guy, you have to respect his ability to trim himself down and get in top condition. But you do have to say he looks like Pac-Man, and I just simply can't stand him for that.
Well, I remember Pac-Man from a ways back. And again, I'll try to stay off that top. I'll agree with you. Is he Inky, Blinky? Or no, I'm sorry. What was that? Inky, Blinky, Pinky. Hey. Pac-Man's Ghost. I forget which
I'm
one.
only 21.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
little girl. To the top right now, we see Troy. As Troy just puts the referee into the ropes.
Into the ropes.
What did you say?
Chris Kalikiapela. Oh my God.
I know him as the referee. A torture rack backbreaker. Oh man.
The cutthroat burning hammer is the
cutthroat burning hammer. And the 3. Let's go up to the ring for the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, the Ghost Glenn Spectre. Gentlemen, the following contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Reno, Nevada, weighing in at 210 pounds, here is Dustin Ardine, the Dream Machine.
He has a huge fan following here, does he?
You know, I must say, I do not agree with the fans in this point, and I will go out on a limb and say, within the next year, you will see a heavyweight title on Dean Radford. Well, I mean, you have watched him for the past few months. The man is impressive. I haven't seen a rookie in IWC perform this well this year yet.
No, and I would agree with you along the lines of, I don't know exactly which gold it will be. Who knows? It could be what happened to tag titles, with all due respect to the to sexual harassment. It could be anything. Who knows? He might be able to get that Indy title. You don't know what he can do, but certainly that heavyweight title is out there. I agree with you. And let me make one other comment about Dean Radford. Give the devil his credit. He's not a fan favorite now, and he's not very politically correct in that ring, and he hasn't done everything by the book. But he is one of the most high-impact wrestlers. He is absolute brute and force, and a lot of power comes behind that.
I will say Dean is probably the strongest IWC competitor, maybe with the exception of Team Rantula. And you know, to correct you earlier, he will not win the tag team titles because once we come back, we will never lose them once again.
That's very fair. Okay, I stand corrected. Eric Ecstasy correcting yours truly, Chuck Roberts.
I think what Dean wants is definitely the world title currently held by Jimmy Vegas.
Well, he's going to have to get his victory right over here, because the Dream Machine, Dustin Ardine, who does have a terrific fan following. We go from town to town, city to city, and I've seen a lot of people get behind him, as you'll see right here. Dean Radford is absolutely not afraid to have the action commence on the floor.
I mean, tremendous size and weight advantage here for Dean Radford.
And that's head first.
And I can tell you right now, this Ardine, my personal opinion, I think he's a little soft. I mean, the man has hearts on his pants. I mean, real men wear pink.
Well, what if they were pink hearts? Baseball slide right there by the Dream Machine. Pink hearts would be all right? Pink hearts would be pushing it. All right. To the top, outside. Oh man. You know what? Cross body from the top rope to the outside.
I take my opinion back. That took guts to jump off the top rope on the Radford.
It doesn't take a lot to change your mind, does it, Eric Ecstasy? But again, very impressive is Dustin Ardine, the Dream Machine, who very well might have hurt his knee. It looks like he's favoring it. That's what you have to do. A guy much lighter, giving up right there at least 45, 50 pounds to Dean Radford. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to rely on quickness, because if Dean Radford catches you and he puts you in a medley of maneuvers like that, right there, a mafia kick right to the face.
Dustin Ardine's head went to the lap of the man in the pink boa. Oh, there it is.
There it is. No, it is in the ring. A mafia kick. Again, there's that high impact about. Setting up in the center right now is Dean Radford. A knee right across the brow.
And you know, I've seen Dean practice his stuff. He has a top rope arsenal, which a lot of people are not familiar with, and will catch a lot of people.
Exactly right. 260 pounds. He's not afraid to go up top.
And we couldn't see that.
You might have been foreshadowing by that comment. There's a leg drop.
Imagine about 300 pounds crashing down on your neck. Isn't a pretty feeling for Ardine.
No, that's exactly why I'm commentating and not wrestling. 2 count only. Dean Radford.
Looks like the 12-year-olds in the audience will have to take down the pictures of Ardine for tonight.
You're going to have to hook a leg if you want to keep down Dustin Ardine, or this match is going to have to go longer, and Dean Radford's going to have to beat him a lot more than that. As you see right now, German super again, taking him over and catching the shoulder.
But this is a classic example of what I was talking about. Dean is too tall for Dustin Ardine. He can't leapfrog him, he can't jump over him, and that takes about 90% of Dustin Ardine's offense away from him.
And again, Dean Radford relies on those high-impact maneuvers. He'd have a difficult time in that ring if he were against something like Jimmy Vegas. He would have a much more difficult time to get in Jimmy Vegas. See, rolled up right here.
Back roll press by Dustin Ardine.
He pushes back.
A man Dean's size you cannot hold down with legs. You simply can't. You have to take him away with a high-impact move.
Hit him with a brick or a cinder block, perhaps.
That would work. That would definitely work.
I don't see that in the repertoire, though, of Dustin Ardine, as we see him right now, going to the top rope. High cross, right there into a neck breaker. Almost a diamond cutter right there, catching him in midair.
Right, the version of the diamond cutter right off the top rope.
The cover. No, 2 count only.
Very surprised Ardine kicked out of that.
I suggest again, had Dean Radford put his weight on top of Dustin Ardine, he might not have gotten that shoulder out.
That's true. It was a little bit of a clocky fin. That's something in your rookie years you learn to avoid.
You're not going to want to do a maneuver like that against Jimmy Vegas. You're not going to do that against Dennis Gregory or Raven.
And from my vantage point, I think Dean's just playing with him. At any moment, he could hit the Death Valley driver, and that would be a 1-2-3.
That is finisher, and there's a side suplex delivered by Dean Radford, now controlling this pace. Again, 2 count only. Dean Radford is controlling the pace of this contest. And again, that's what Dean Radford tries to do throughout his matches. He's very methodical, he's very technical. He takes his opponent, puts him in compromising position, and hits him with high, hard maneuvers like we just saw.
Yes. The maneuver I'm looking most forward to see is the Eradicator, which is a Death Valley drop.
Irish whip reversed into the corner is now Dean Radford. There's a drop toe hold. Taking him down. You can just tell no one hit a yellow light in there, did they? Because I'm telling you, Dustin Ardine is slowing down.
He is beat up. He is, for the last 3 or 4 minutes, he's been crushed by Dean Radford.
Sails him off. Flying elbow delivered by Dustin, who has got to try for the cover if he has any opportunity. Here we go. Referee's down. 2 count only.
He's got to capitalize on this momentum, Chuck, because he cannot stop with a guy like Radford.
Not too long ago, Dustin Ardine came back from an injury. It's a long time ago. I believe it was the ankle, if I'm not mistaken, quite some time ago. I have not seen Dean go for that yet. Spine buster delivered right in the center of the ring.
One of the best moves in Radford's arsenal.
He better be careful. If he lifts up Dustin, he might find his spine laying in the center of the mat.
That could be a problem.
There's a boot right to the eyes by Dean Radford, who's now picking up by the hair.
Now see, I think this is a mistake. He's being too cocky again. He could have picked him up and finished him.
Off into the far corner again, and there's a splash into the corner. Dean Radford using the weight to his advantage. Now asking the fans to be quiet. And there's a reverse knife edge that's liable to tear the t-shirt right off of the Dream Machine. The Dream Machine might be right where he suggests he is. He might be in La La Land, in Dreamland. Super kick.
Wait a minute. I look.
Hits him with the super kick. Dean. Oh, and Dean, knowing exactly where he is, gets a foot across the bottom of the rope.
Great ring positioning by Radford. Knew exactly where he was in that ring.
I think this second only to the Dream Machine wanting Dean to lose here is these fans. These fans are not friendly at all to Dean Radford. I saw a couple signs here that I haven't seen. Let's look out right now. Radicator! The Radicator in the center. The 2. He got a 3.
Here is your winner, Dean Radford. Dean Radford, you've been looking damn good. Has any people, whether you like him or hate him, give it up for Dustin. I want you to remember one thing. I broke you into this business. Since you were 14 years old, I took you under my wing. And I know you hate these fans, but you owe me one. And if I'm not mistaken, a couple weeks ago at Butler, Sterling James Keenan punked your ass out.
And this one is on, folks.
IWC Championship match inside the ring. It's going to be our champion, Jimmy Vegas, against the very popular Trevor Lowe. Eric, the first thing I would like to say is I'm not exactly sure what has entitled Trevor Lowe to get a title shot against Jimmy Vegas, but this is his opportunity, and I would certainly hope for Trevor Lowe that he takes every advantage of it.
Well, I'll tell you what, for the past 2 years, Trevor Lowe has been the hardest working man in IWC. And if you recall the last 2 Butler shows in his hometown, Trevor Lowe came just inches away from dethroning Jimmy Vegas for the IWC Championship. I think tonight he's got his head in the game more. I think he's going to get the belt tonight.
Well, there's your prediction. We've had a huge future prediction, which is Devil's Advocate will never again hold its tag team titles.
That's correct.
Which is possible, and since you're sitting beside me, I will suggest I will suggest could very well happen. Very popular with the fans. I don't know how he's going to match his strength and power. It's nice hip toss in the center. There's a deep arm drag, and again in our drop. And now Jimmy Vegas searching the outside, wondering where he went wrong in his opening game plan.
I'll tell you what, Vegas is looking in the best shape I've seen him here in IWC. I think he came prepared for tonight's match.
I saw him earlier, I talked to him. He came up to me, he said, Chuck Roberts, he said, listen, I want you to announce my weight right. I said, okay, at 250 pounds. He said, I lost 10 pounds. And I asked him, I said, you know, what losing 10 pounds for? Because he wants to be able, as a champion, he wants to be able to gain some quickness against guys like Trevor Lowe, against guys like Dustin Ardine, or, you know, guys like yourself with that speed and quickness and lightning, cat-like maneuvering.
That's me. You know, right now I can't do that, but in the future.
In the future, you never know. A cover here by the champion.
And classic rope submission used there was not a low blow. It was a rope submission that Jimmy Vegas uses from time to time.
Jimmy Vegas himself is absolutely no stranger to controversy. In the past, we've seen him in some heated battles. He and Bubba the Bulldog have gone at it in some classics. Of course, Jimmy Vegas getting that title from Dennis Gregory just a few months ago at CCAC South in West Mifflin. And now he has that title and has held it proudly ever since.
Jimmy Vegas is the only, belly to belly, he is the only 2-time IWC heavyweight champion, defeating Orion in 2001, Dennis Gregory again in 2002.
Near fall right there, just putting a foot on his chest. And you're not going to beat Trevor Lowe like that. He has way too much heart. He should take one of the hearts on the pants of Dustin Ardine and put it right on his chest, because he's got a lot of heart and he's a lot of fun. And we cannot forget, I don't know how dangerous of a maneuver it is, but Trevor Lowe does have that ever so popular Nurple that if he does apply it to Jimmy Vegas, and there's a nice tornado DDT, if he does apply it to Jimmy Vegas, you're able to see this fan come to their feet.
Well, the Nurple's not very punishing, but it's punishing to your ego. And the man with the size of the ego, Jimmy Vegas, I think it'll take his head right out of the game.
Nobody in that ring wants a Nurple except the fans, that's for sure, and Trevor Lowe.
I wouldn't mind a Nurple at this point. I would not mind that.
Well, of course, clarifying, that would mean you're back in the ring. Let's put it that way. As we see right now, look, oh, and there's a nice Hurricane Rana delivered by Trevor Lowe, who's now looking for the cover. We can have the champion 2 count only. You gotta hook a leg. You gotta keep as much weight as you can. You gotta bring a lead pipe and maybe a chain into that ring.
I think Jimmy Vegas hit the lead pipes in his arm.
He might
saw
have.
him pressing a Buick. And there's the cha-ching slam.
The cha-ching slam. Could this be it? That's all she wrote.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout and still IWC champion, Jimmy Vegas.
No matter what the occasion, Digital Horizon's video production of Elizabeth, Pennsylvania can capture those moments to treasure for years to come. Weddings, sports, slideshows, copies, and more. Digital Horizon. So the next time you need professional video services at affordable prices, you need Digital Horizon. Call us at 412-751-3544. Check us out on the web today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a tag team attraction scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, at a won't shake us. So don't bring your girl and your platinum chains. Only thing he's bringing is pain. So
to my color man.
time he shines.
Still very popular, you should know.
Putting these class in mind. Boy, we want to rain on these suckers. Gotta train these suckers. Bring the pain to these suckers. Boy, with my dogs at. Yo, yo. With my dogs at. Yo, yo. What? With my dogs at. With my dogs at. What?
This one's underway. I can tell you right now, Chuck, this will not be your typical Australian tag team match. You're looking at an all-out fight between 40 and you know what? I hate Shirley Doe, but I will say this. Sterling's a good-looking dude.
Well, I don't know if I want to touch that, you or Sterling James, but let's say you're exactly right. Very talented competitors inside that ring, and there is a very strong disdain for one another. Bubba the Bulldog, we saw earlier on, we saw Bubba the Bulldog come in and save Super Hentai in that match with the Super Hentai. And there's a quick tag.
Hentai and Doe have been feuding for about 75 years now. And I think they're just sick of wrestling or something. I can't figure it out.
So they brought some other people into it. I have to comment too, I saw Sterling James Keenan walk to the ring, and did you see the coat he was wearing?
That was a very nice coat. I think he stole it off my grandmother's trash can on pickup day. But
Well, it was either that or it was either the squirrel that I hit coming on in here to the Steel Valley High School, one or the other. Or it could have been that, or it could have been that toupee that Norm Connors needs.
that could be it as well.
Exactly right. Arm wringer in the center right now, Super Hentai. Sterling James Keenan. Fans, thank you for joining us. IWC wrestling action here at Steel Valley High School. Inside the ring, it's Super Hentai. His tag team partner, Bubba the Bulldog, against Shirley Doe and Sterling James Keenan. And how about this whole X thing that took place just not too long ago? A masked man kept coming out to the ring. Nobody knew who he was. Shirley Doe said on the IWC wrestling website, which is IWCWrestling.com, he was forecasting that this guy was coming in under X. We saw a big X on his mask, and lo and behold, who's it turn out to be?
We don't know exactly who it is yet. One of those disciples. And I can tell you, I'm involved in it because apparently this disciple has issues with Super Hentai and sexual harassment. And I tell you, for about 3 months now, I cannot figure out for the life of me who he is.
Well, some have suggested, because if you recall, Sterling James joined Shirley Doe's faction after X was involved, so maybe it's a couple people. Who knows? Maybe Sterling James has been known to don that mask and call it. You never know. I wouldn't put it past Shirley Doe.
I would never put anything past Shirley Doe. I mean, look at the X on his forehead.
Well, I don't know if that X applies, but I take you back in time on memory here, folks, and you, Eric, it was only a few short weeks ago in West Mifflin when Shirley Doe took on Super Hentai, who was the then Super Indie champion, and hit him with a chair shot that absolutely, it almost moved all the rows in the sections for the fans, moved them back about 4 feet, and blood was everywhere. It was one of the most devastating chair shots I've seen in a long time.
I heard the disgusting thought back in the locker room. Hentai was just about to make a trip to Michinoku Pro in Japan and ended up with blood on his brain from the situation. I don't think Hentai's going to forgive those.
No, Hentai will not forgive him, nor will those better part of 16, 17 stitches that Super Hentai has right now. Of course, he's very protective of that. As a matter of fact, he's so protective to take that mask off. If you recall, the doctors wanted to look at him, and he refused to take his mask off.
Hentai very in tradition, very with the traditional Japanese style of wearing your mask. And we cannot overlook the fact that about a year ago, Bubba the Bulldog destroyed his left hand. He destroyed it in a match here in Pittsburgh. He's had reconstructive surgery. I know a thing or two about reconstructive surgery. He has metal plates in his hand. He hasn't been the same since. And look, from the looks of it right now, Sterling's taking definite advantage on Bubba the Bulldog's injury.
That has been the MO of all of the opponents that have taken on Bubba the Bulldog over the past X amount of months, because you're exactly right. I believe there are titanium plates in the hand of Bubba the Bulldog, and he definitely favors that hand. You know, it's that old football adage, it's that old thing they say, maybe if you tape up the left hand, maybe they'll work on that. But unfortunately for Bubba, everyone knows, as he's publicized, that that right hand is in such pain, as we see Shirley Doe right now taking advantage.
Shirley Doe is eating the titanium plates.
Well, he's biting them. I don't know if he swallowed anything. I certainly hope he didn't for Bubba the Bulldog's sake.
The man's a cannibal.
Taking advantage of the referee being distracted by Super Hentai. Now Sterling James sends Bubba off. It's fine. And now maybe a breather can be had by Bubba the Bulldog, who desperately needs to make a tag. It's going to be hard for him to make a tag with that right hand.
Yeah, I think the tag will be as much pain as what Sterling's going to inflict him.
As we see Shirley Doe right now, sneaking up like a thief in the night right here. Eric, as he pulls down.
Shirley Doe thwarts the tag effort by Bubba the Bulldog. Bubba's confused right now. He thinks maybe that wasn't even the right corner.
As we see again, biting the hand as the referee needs to step in there and admonish Sterling James Keenan and Shirley Doe for a flagrant violation of the rules. Here again on the outside.
I just don't know how long this action will actually take place in the ring. If you know Shirley Doe, he likes to be up in them bleachers. He likes to be at the top of the basketball board. The man's crazy. He'll take the match anywhere he wants.
Flying elbow delivered by Sterling James, who had one word for Super Hentai.
I believe it was 2, Chuck.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can't say him on IWC Ignition.
No.
That was 2.
Well, it was 2, but I should say one word finger gesture. Maybe that's more apropos. And now Shirley Doe is choking Bubba the Bulldog with his own arm while he's pulling his hand right now.
I don't know how Bubba deals with it. If I didn't have my right hand, I'd be lost.
And now the referee is holding back Super Hentai, who is all he's trying to do, Eric, is trying to save his tag team. Eric, you know firsthand, let us and the fans of IWC know, you know how frustrating that is. You're trying to save your guy, but the referee's job is to keep guys out of the ring. I think the referee needs to concentrate more on the Shirley Doe, Sterling James side than he does Super Hentai.
You're definitely right. It's a frustrating thing when you're on that other side of the apron. I've been saying it since I started tag team wrestling. There needs to be a ref on the outside and a ref on the inside to make sure things go as planned. There's no way you can have a 2-on-1 situation like that.
It would definitely be nice to see a referee. That would break many years of tradition. That's perhaps why we don't see it. Play now, Bubba. Look out.
DDT on Shirley Doe.
And a reverse DDT neckbreaker right there delivered. The Bulldog.
Chuck, I don't think he got all of it. He couldn't wrap his hand around Shirley Doe's head. And it was enough to possibly get a tag.
Bubba going to the wrong corner. Doesn't know where he is. Sterling in illegally. Oh, drop kick delivered. And now why doesn't the official get back Sterling James like he does Super Hentai?
The official Bruce Gray. Maybe he's one of those disciples. Maybe he's X. You never know.
Well, when you wear a mask, it could be anybody in the ring. It could be you. I don't think it's you.
Hey, even though my name is X, people like to say that. I think to be X, I'd have to drop a few 100 pounds.
Well, again, I won't touch that one. A few 100 pounds and muscle, pal. That's exactly right, Eric.
My mom always said I was a big bone.
Husky was the term. Husky. As we see again inside the ring, Bubba desperately needing to make the tag. Sterling James and Shirley Doe have done a great job as we see a 2-count only. They have done a great job cutting that ring in half and keeping Bubba the Bulldog over on their side. Tag is made once again. Shirley Doe comes into the ring. And the referee again counting out Sterling James not quite as strongly as he would the Super Hentai. And there's that hand again. That right there, that could be the albatross. That could be the albatross.
You know, I hate Shirley Doe and Keenan, but I can tell you right now, if it was me in there, I'd be doing the same exact thing. This is wrestling. This is competition. You have to work on your opponent's weakness.
Work on a weakness, expose them is exactly right. And there again, biting the hand. I think he's biting. Now Shirley Doe is biting the left and right hand. He doesn't care. He just wants to bite.
Yes, I mean, maybe it's a fetish of some sort. We don't know.
Either that or maybe he's hungry. And he's looking for some nourishment on the hand of Bubba the Bulldog, who's now set off the ropes. Double clothesline miss. Look out. Richard Shirley Doe and a super kick delivered.
That could be the move that gets him the much anticipated
Tag is made. The tag is made to Super Hentai.
Oh,
right hand to Doe. Back elbow sends down Keenan. Now slowing it down. Shirley Doe catches him. Off into the far corner. Outside the ring. Shot and a block right hand.
In Japan, they don't play lightly. Super Hentai showed him when he learned. Oh, drop kick off the apron, reminiscent of Chris Jericho.
A springboard drop kick right there, if you will. Delivered by Sterling James. Hentai is out. Look out. Ow. And there right there. Delivered by Bubba the Bulldog.
That's the Bulldog bomb. I've been on the receiving end of that.
The Bulldog bomb delivered by Bubba the Bulldog. Right hand by Sterling James. Return the favor. Shouldn't have done it with his hand. Panama suplex blocked. Right now, reverse no. Again, both men jockeying for position. Catches Shirley do. Takes him over. I don't know if he helped him.
Shirley Doe helped Keenan pull off his neck breaker in the process.
What looked to be a suplex, Eric Ecstasy, in fact, and right there, spinning heel kick. Hentai sends out.
Spinning leg kick by Hentai. Good thing Hentai was on the outside because I think that would have been the victory.
Reversal into the far corner goes Shirley Doe. Hentai driving the knees into the breadbasket. Right hand.
Fishy's forearms to the chest of Shirley Doe.
Eric, we could see the beginning of the end right here if Hentai delivers. And there's a headbutt. Multiple headbutts.
I guess they're trading head injuries back and forth here.
Maybe he's driving those staples with that head injury. Right there. Northern Lights suplex
off the top.
2. And a save right there.
That would have definitely been the end. That's the move that won him the Super Indy Championship.
What looked to be a Northern Lights suplex from the top rope now sends Hentai off. Putting his head down with Sterling James. Bubba and Shirley are out there.
I told you from the beginning, Chuck, Shirley will take this into the crowd.
Wait a second. Eric Ecstasy, is that who I think it is?
It's X.
X has arrived.
Well, that takes the suspicion of Bruce Gray out of things.
And you and I, for that matter, as X is now trying to climb into the ring. He's trying to, referee Bruce Gray has his back turned to the action. Right now,
Super Hentai. We could be setting up for it. Oh, that's death. He calls that move death.
That is delivered with the 3 count.
And Doe and Keenan steal another.
Here are your winners, the team of Shirley Doe and Sterling James Keenan.
What an unbelievable maneuver. Delivered death is what you call it, Eric Ecstasy.
That's what Sterling calls it, death. Self-explanatory. If you live after the move, you're something else, I tell you.
And Eric, once again, we see X out here. X becomes the, pardon the pun, the X factor in causing the victory for Shirley Doe and Sterling James.
It's been a running thing as of late. That's the only way they can pick up victories with the help of X.
There's the Radicator! Here comes the Strawberry Surprise!
title. It's IWC Wrestling action coming at you on WBGN.
IWC Mission, 10 p.m. every Friday night on WBGN. Let me tell you something, Chuck. This is the match I've been waiting for. In my opinion, the two best singles wrestlers, I did say singles, in IWC, Denny Gregory and Mean Dean Radford.
Mean Dean Radford. I don't know if he's going to put that in a T-shirt anytime soon. Mean Dean Radford.
You gotta admit, he's kind of mean.
Well, he's very mean. No, I don't take that away from him. He's very mean. I don't know if he would like that sort of an homage to Mean Gene Okerlund, if you will.
I don't think Gene could pull off Eradicator, but he sure could sing Tutti Frutti.
And I would like to see Mean Gene try that. I gotta say that. There's no question, though. No stranger to controversy is the man hailing from Peterborough, England, that being Dennis Gregory. Dennis Gregory being one of the shortest-lived IWC champions in quite some time, as he lost his title to Jimmy Vegas only a few short weeks ago in West Mifflin. As now we're going to see, this is going to be an absolute power struggle grudge match. And don't forget some of the recent knee problems that kind of, actually, some would argue that's the reason that he lost the title, was the knee injury sustained by Dennis Gregory.
Well, some could argue, but that was definitely the reason. After going 20 minutes with Colt Cabana, that knee was left for nothing. And Jimmy Vegas came out and took advantage of it and made Dennis Gregory submit, and would basically put him out for 6 months. Now he's back. In an odd turn of events, the fans who used to hate him, they love him now.
Now the fans like him. Lots of times you'll find Eric Ecstasy, and again, I haven't been in that ring, so I don't want to step onto your shoes and get into your arena, so to speak. However, correct me if I'm wrong, the fans sometimes have a way, if they cheer for you, if they have a way of kind of turning you, if you will. You know, sometimes people think that it takes to get to the top, you got to be by yourself, you're a loner, and you got to do away with the fans. Or when you feel that electric delivered by those fans, and Eric Ecstasy, I know you do, that sometimes gives you that little extra edge that you need to get a victory.
I can attest to that, Chuck. You've seen me and JT were one of the haters, two of the most hated guys on IWC's roster until we won over the fans. Dennis Gregory's done the same thing. You got to admit, he's the best technical wrestler in IWC. They missed him for 4 months. And now they show their appreciation.
Well, that's a good way to put it. Dennis Gregory likes lots of times to see a super kick delivered by Dennis Gregory, and I didn't see him favor a knee there at all.
Dennis Gregory's in phenomenal shape, probably the best shape he's been in IWC. 4 months of rehab will do that to him.
He went through a long time. I know I talked to him a few times when he came back a few weeks ago. I talked to him. He was very happy to be back right there, and that might be a little bit of ring rust, as Dean has been in that ring solid for 4 months, while Dennis Gregory has been out. So you know there's going to be a bit of ring rust right there. Over the top rope, ducking it close on.
Dean just hanged his neck breaker off the top rope by Dean.
And right there, as you can tell, as most matches, Dean Radford gets his opponent on the outside, where he likes to take his match, where he likes to beat on his opponent. You might as well get rid of the ring sometimes when you introduce Dean Radford, because he likes to use the floor as much as he likes to use the canvas.
Well, I think Dean's the exact opposite of Denny. I think when these fans cheer him, he doesn't care. He hates every single one of these IWC fans. That's why he's bringing it outside. He wants to beat up their hero right in front of their face.
Well, you know one thing is for sure, and that is that Dean Radford, very shortly, and mark my words, we said this not too long ago, but I'll say again, Dean Radford is definitely in line for an IWC title shot, as is Dennis Gregory. So that makes this match that much more important.
Yes, I think a match makes perfect sense. In my eyes, this is a #1 contenders match, because I don't see the winner not getting the title shot.
Whomever comes out on top of this is almost guaranteed a winner, or excuse me, whoever comes out on top is a winner and is almost guaranteed a... And there's a leg drop, second rope on the inside, the cover, could he have him? 2 count only.
260 pounds of butt is what that was.
I've never been to Peterborough, England, have you?
No, but I'd like to go. Maybe Denny will take me there one day.
You never know. I have been to England, but never Peterborough. As a matter of fact, I've never seen it on a map. I'm not quite sure it exists. Can't speak for that, can you? No, no, I'm sure it does.
I wasn't a geography major.
No. Well, nor was I. A roll up right there. 2 count only. I was not a geography major either. Crucifix possibly carries him over, hooks the leg. 2 count again.
That was a different variation of the crucifix. That put him right down in a pinning predicament.
Inside cradle. And a 2 count only again. With the pace, and right there.
See, I I knew the pace couldn't keep up that way. With Dean Radford's weight and size, there's no way he can keep up with a fast pace with Denny Gregory. He needs to slow it down, like you said. He needs to be methodical in order to win.
Not too long ago, we saw Dean Radford beat up on Dustin Ardine, the Dream Machine, and he slowed him down with that Mafia kick, and there you see it again. It seems to be what changes the pace of a match for Dean Radford.
I think the only dreams Dustin Ardine will be having is dancing Radford.
For a long, long time, mind you. Fans, Chuck Roberts here alongside of Eric Ecstasy, 1/3 of the very popular, and right now, the team that holds the Tag Team Championship in IWC, Sexual Harassment. We thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure. If I can't be in the ring, at least I'm on the mic with you here entertaining the fans in any way I can.
And you love it. I saw the look on your face when you sustained the injury, or I should say after you sustained the injury, and I know it's been very difficult for you. Keep in mind, there's a float over suplex.
Nicely done.
And a 3, is that 3? No, 2 count. 2 count, close, very close, almost a 3. But I saw that look on your face when you addressed the fans not too long ago and told them you would be out. And there was a hush in the fans as far as the crowd is concerned, and it was certainly a look of sorrow on your face. But Eric, it won't be too long. You know before long you'll be back in that ring, and we know you'll be in tip-top shape to compete with Sexual Harassment.
That's exactly right. I will not come back in anything less than tip-top shape. So it might be a while, but you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be back 110%.
Well, they say, Eric, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and right now,
hey, their hearts are already fond.
That's true, that's true. Oh, and Dennis, and that might be the first sign, right there might be the first sign of that bad knee, because if you see, as Dennis Gregory was going into the air, he came down hard on his knee and he toppled down. I mean, he came down in sections.
Well, I mean, Dean was going for a diamond cutter there, jumping diamond cutter, but I don't think Gregory, by the time he jumped, it took everything out of his knee.
And there's a high impact drop kick delivered by Dennis Gregory, 2 count only. Referee Bruce Gray in on the action right there.
You know, at our last show, Dennis Gregory with a huge win over the Disco Inferno. You're talking about a guy who was in WCW, you know, in its glory years. Dennis Gregory with a win over him. You can't discount our IWC athletes. Absolutely
not. Disco Inferno has been seen in many of an arena for IWC. Of course, the former U.S. champion of WCW, now here, part of the roster, IWC. Of course, you got Raven, who's also part of the roster here. And let's not forget Dennis Gregory, Dean Radford. Let's not forget people like Jimmy Vegas. Sexual harassment. Let's not forget teams like that. Absolutely not.
Well, exactly. I mean, with IWC, you get the best of both worlds. You get the guys you love to watch on TV, and you get a lot of these new guys like Dean Radford, like Dustin Ardine, like Troy Lords that'll bring excitement to the ring. And hey, maybe one day you'll be watching them on big screen TV.
This could be a setup right here. Oh, the Eradicator delivered right there by Dean Radford. The cover. Referee doesn't see. Dennis Gregory, finally the referee looks and sees the leg on the bottom rope to stop that. I think that was it. Had Dennis Gregory been in the center of the ring, that was a 3 count.
And you know what? For a minute there, I was worried with the Eradicator. The knee fell right on the bottom rope. It could have re-injured his knee.
He could have definitely re-injured that knee. It's been... Looks out, a reversal right here, into the ropes. A possible roll-up right here. Catches him. 2, now 2 count. Dean kicks out. What's he setting him up for?
Looks to me like a reverse Boston crab.
That's a reverse crab is exactly what it is. A submission maneuver.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's been a long time. That's a maneuver utilized. You see that lots in the Lucha Libre, and you see that in Japan. Not often do you see it here in the States. But right now, Dennis Gregory brings it to you in Munhall.
I can tell you what, that shows the strength of Dean Radford getting to the ropes.
He was able to pull with brute strength. That's that upper body strength we talked about with Dean Radford, able to pull Dennis Gregory over to the ropes and break that submission maneuver.
You got to give it to Gregory as well, getting up after Eradicator.
Both these guys definitely want this victory. As we said earlier on, they're going to have an opportunity. You can tell in the near future. There's a hot shot right there. And now the cover. 2 count only. Hot shot delivered by Dennis Gregory. As I was saying, both of these guys certainly want this victory. It would have to put them in line for a shot against Jimmy Vegas's title, or whomever comes out on top, and whomever's the champion at the time here in IWC. Off the far ropes, getting a foot up.
Dean Radford is not going to let the opportunity slip away. Dennis Gregory has been one of the top stars in IWC and this area for years. Dean Radford, a win in the film tonight.
3 count right there.
tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout, Gregory.
Eric, what a victory. I did not expect Dennis Gregory to pull the victory out like he did.
I didn't even see that coming. Dean was in firm control of the match. Then all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, Dennis Gregory's going on.
Well, Dean Radford is holding on to his left elbow. There might be a story there, Eric Ecstasy. That injury, that might be far more injured than we know.
Well, you can tell it is heavily safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. We change that. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a double tables match. And it will be for the IWC Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, at a total combined weight of 370 pounds, are the challengers. Here are the Ghost Gun Spectre, Bhudakahn, Devil's Advocates. They were escorted to the ring by Chick Norris. And their opponents, at a total combined weight of 400 pounds, here are the IWC Tag Team Champions, the team of Balls Hot Troy Horns, JT Rodgers, Sexual Harassment. It's not going to happen tonight, guys. You know why? Because we are wrestlers. We don't brawl.
The only way this is going to happen is over our dead bodies.
Kill him!
Sounds good to us.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a double tables match for the IWC Tag Team titles.
Make no mistake about it, this is a double tables match.
This is a doubles table match for sure. Norm Connor assuring us, although we don't see the tables, I'm sure they're definitely within arm's reach of both of these teams.
You're gonna have to excuse me, Chuck. The normal bipartisan, partisan commentating you see normally is not gonna happen in this match. These are my boys out there. This is me. This is Sexual Harassment. This is my JT Rodgers School and Double Bhudakahn.
All right, take it easy, Eric Ecstasy. Take it easy. We know it's very emotional for you, as we do expect a level of decorum, and I'm sure you will be in pain. We do understand, however, that this is your team inside the ring defending their honor, and I would suggest defending their honor for you in the tag team titles.
What? I can't even keep my mind on the commentary here. I've got two guys out there that can possibly seriously injured. Double tables. And you know, Chuck, we've been in them all. TLC.
I've seen them all. As you see in the ring right now, JT Rodgers drop kicks, and there goes Double Bhudakahn out on his head, out the back.
Suplex by JT Rodgers.
And the referee's only job inside that ring is to watch both teams. Let's make the rules clear. Each member of a team has to go through a table consecutively, mind you. They have to go through. If one member of a team goes through a table and then the other two members go through the other table, the latter team will have won. I hope that's clear.
Exactly what I'm talking about. Jake Garrett interfering on the outside.
Well, maybe if you were in a little bit more than in that leg brace I see in, you could be out there. But here we see first table coming in the ring, Devil Bhudakahn, Jake Garrett, that third man.
Yeah, Devil can bring it in the ring, but he's going to be the one to end up through it.
Setting up the table right now, Devil Bhudakahn looks like he's going to try to finish this off early and bring JT Rodgers in and set him through the table. Now to the far corner, sitting up, look out. Oh, and a kick.
Double kicks right there.
Devil Bhudakahn has both, I should say 2/3 of sexual harassment in the ring. Reversal in the ropes, there's a boot. Taste some of that size 15.
Uh-oh.
Look out.
There's the Whisper Secret. The Whisper Secret, one of our favorite moves. A little different with Troy on the other end.
Well, I've seen you utilize that maneuver. I've seen you. I take most of your matches. I've seen they've been some unbelievable matches. I've seen you in table matches, no DQ matches, weapons matches. They've been unbelievable. One that brings to mind is that huge grueling match you had in Bridgeville. I think it was about 6 months ago. Everything. Well, you'd like to say everything but the kitchen sink, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think you brought the kitchen sink.
Hey, we brought everything. Oh my!
Through the table. Oh, it did not break.
T-bone on the table. It did not break. Luckily,
it did not break. That will not count.
Still in the match.
The match is still on. It's still good, but don't forget, Eric Ecstasy, had JT Rodgers gone through, it would not be over because Troy Lords would have to go through as well.
Hey, not even one of us are going through the table tonight.
Inside, we may see one half of this match over, where on the outside, Devil Bhudakahn is working on Troy Lords behind the fans.
We see.
Is he now moving the fans? Look out! And no! Again! The table does not break. Eric.
And I can tell you, I've been powerbombed through tables. When the table does not break, it's 10 times worse. You have no give. Your back bounces up there. Your spine cracks.
Oh, and take a look at that thief in the night, Jake Garrett, who's working on right now. He's working on Troy Lords. Well, I can't tell where... No, he's in the ring. I apologize. Devil Bhudakahn's in the ring. And Glenn Spectre, I think this could be it for JT Rodgers.
I'll tell you what, if I could walk, I'd be in there right now.
I know you would be.
Probably pull the ponytail off Jake Garrett, the little troll.
And it looks like right now, a power bomb through the table. Here against the wall. A power bomb through the table. JT Rodgers, one half of the mission by Devil's Advocate has been realized. They put him through the table.
There's only one, Chuck. Don't get excited.
The match is not over. Troy Lords must go through the table. Has to go through again, consecutively go through the table. It's now on the outside. Troy Lords getting the upper hand on Jake Garrett.
You might see only one sexual harassment. I think JT's back's about had it by now.
This match, JT Rodgers, and the referee doesn't look like he's doing anything to get rid of JT Rodgers from this match. As maybe we should give the referee a refresher.
JT Rodgers has been eliminated. JT Rodgers has been eliminated.
The referee, look out! Wow, and a wobbling chair. Well, if that didn't put JT, if the table didn't put JT throughout the chair, again, let me say that again. If the table didn't put JT Rodgers out of this match, Eric, that chair sure did by Jake Garrett.
Once again, an unfair advantage. I know it's double tables and there is no rules, but if they were men and this is a tag team contest, you don't play 3-on-2. You didn't see us 3-on-2.
Well, Norm Connor's telling us that JT has to leave, as we now see it's going to be 2-on-1. Well, let's face it, it's going to be 3-on-1 inside that ring. And we have to hope that Troy Lawrence has that little extra something necessary to try to get either Devil or the Ghost through that table.
You know what, Chuck, as I sit here, I suddenly get the urge to get one of my wooden crutches and disembowel the Devil's Advocates.
Eric, your job is here tonight. We respect the fact that you want to get out there, but please stay with us here. I don't know how long my voice can hold out, so I need you to stay here along beside of me. As the Ghost Glenn Spectre now gets up Troy Lawrence. Now Devil is not allowing the referees to take back JT Rodgers. He's still, if I were Jake Garrett, I'd be telling Devil he and Glenn work on Troy Lawrence.
You know what?
Not very smart.
Now it's a 3-on-1. Ball's hot, avoiding the table smash for the baseball slide. I tell you what, one of Ball's hot is better than all three of Devil's Advocates.
Well, let's hope that's the case for the tag team titles on the line. Look out, spinning tornado, no!
That's
Maybe
right.
Troy was able to turn it over. He did. Shot in the right hand. And now both men working on top. It looks like, wait a minute, this could be the beginning of the end for the Ghost. He'd have to take him a far way to get him through that table though, Eric.
Ball's hot's looking for a superplex. It might not put him through the table, but it'll put him down.
Oh, this is going to get much more ugly before it gets good. All three men are up on the second rope on the inside. Oh, able to skirt disaster. Able to skirt disaster. Belly to belly.
Belly to belly off the top rope. Sexual harassment doesn't quit. They don't quit, Chuck.
This is Troy Lloyd's opportunity to put the Ghost Glenn Spectre through the table. Can he do it here, Eric?
He's going. The ball breaker. The ball breaker.
The ball breaker delivered by Troy Lord. Ball's hot, Troy Lords. No pinfalls will count, but that did take Glenn Spectre out of the ring.
I tell you what, if this was a regular match with regular rules, we'd be retaining the titles at this point.
And
it's
now,
not over yet.
Troy Lord's taking advantage of the table, taking advantage of the breather that he has. This might be his opportunity to put Devil Bhudakahn through the table. Eric, I don't know if you can tell, can't quite tell where that piece of garbage is pretty much all he is, and that's Jake Garrett. I don't know where he is, but he's a factor in this match.
He's probably lifting the wallet of some poor fan. I mean, the guy's a drag of human society. I mean, look at it.
Eric Ecstasy, this right here could put sexual harassment back into it.
This will
A suplex.
Devil Bhudakhahn's
Get it,
career.
put Devil Bhudakahn through. Troy Lords, second rope on the inside. Set up. Maybe a belly to belly, both men jockeying right here.
Glenn Spectre's picking his
Glenn
shot.
Spectre's just watching. I don't know why he's watching.
Hey, Pac-Man can't see out of the mask.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe not. Look out. Oh, both men go through the table. Wait a minute. The bell. And I think that's it. I'm going to go up and find out what the official word is, Eric. Take it over.
Both men were through the table. I really can't decide who. I mean, JT was eliminated earlier. Now Troy's through the table. But that certainly can't count as the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee's official decision. The winners of this bout and new IWC Tag Team Champions, the team of Devil Bhudakahn, the Ghost Glenn Spectre, Devil's Advocates.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speechless here on IWC. These are my boys. These are my boys. This is sexual harassment. And we just cheated out of the tag team title. I'm sorry, I'm out of here.
And this one is on, folks.
Chuck, I have to ask you, the Lumberjacks are the fire department?
I was caught off guard by it myself, but Eric XC, you're exactly right. It's Rantula versus Big Stiff Seth James, and what's obviously looks like a Lumberjack match, but what's unusual is we have no idea the personal identity of these guys other than they are the West Homestead Volunteer Fire Department.
I have one very important question.
Ask me.
What if there's a fire? What will happen?
Well,
they're here. What if there's a fire?
Let's just hope that wherever there's a fire, somebody nearby maybe has a garden hose or something that can help subdue the fire.
You know what? I won't put it past Seth James to actually start a fire down the road so the Lumberjacks will actually leave and he can win.
Eric, if he gets the opportunity to set fire, hey, let's face it, he wants to set fire to Big Rantula. Now, interesting note. And let me say, I wanted to start this match off by saying what we did just witness. We witnessed the changing of the guard, the changing of the tag team titles. Tag team champion, sexual harassment, and I know it's difficult for you to continue to sit here. I appreciate you. The fans of IWC appreciate it. We do have brand new IWC tag team champions that in Devil's Advocate. But Eric, we have to do our jobs and keep in with the matches in the ring.
That's fine with me because at this point I'm not going to talk about it. Going to regroup with sexual harassment after, come up with a game plan to get him back.
Well, Norm Connors has already talked about a rematch with sexual harassment and Devil's Advocate, if I'm not mistaken. I think it has something to do with eating dog food.
Well, about 2 years ago,
or dog do.
I mean, about 2 years ago, me and JT were very open about eating things that taste like ass, but now it's more if we want them to eat it. So, I mean, it'll happen.
Well, again, you'll get an opportunity, but in the ring right now, we have Big Stiff Seth James against Rantula. And another interesting note I started to say earlier, from the hometown of Munhall, we're right here in Munhall, is Rantula, and Seth James hails from anywhere but Munhall, Pennsylvania. That covers a large distance.
Well, I know a guy who knows a guy whose cousin is the mayor of anywhere but Munhall.
I'd like to have that guy's number. What's his number? Anything
well, I'm not going to give it out on the air because obviously it will get pranked.
Yeah, it might. As you see, a little bit of favoritism delivered by the West Homestead Volunteer Fire Department. Seth James went outside the ring, and their job, they threw him back in very quickly, whereas Rantula got a couple pats on the back and then was just propped, if you will, back into the ring.
I tell you, Rantula is a big man in that ring.
Watch T go off the ropes, Eric. Oh, what a clothesline.
I've been in the ring with T several times. I don't think I've ever faced a guy who's hit harder. I'm going to tell you something.
Rantula with the cover, that's a 2 only.
If he hits the choke slam tonight, I think it's over for Big Crazy Silly Stick.
How about Rantula bringing that equalizer to the ring? Was that a speed limit sign? 25 miles per hour speed limit sign brought to the ring by Rantula. And I'm sure he'll have an opportunity as again we watch the Volunteer Fire Department of West Homestead just dump Seth James back into the ring.
Well, sorry Chuck, I was distracted by Norm Connors updating me on the status of sexual harassment.
How is everything?
Apparently JT's very hurt at this point. Troy took him to the local Allegheny General Hospital to get fixed up. Unfortunately, I can't even walk right now to go see how it's coming along.
Well, there will be plenty of time after the show to count after a Russian leg sweep by Seth James put down Rantula trying to get the cover. Rantula, it's, you know, one factor that might be involved, it's very hot right here inside this gymnasium, and Rantula, he's got to hope that this match goes pretty quick. Because a big guy like that's got a lot of weight, and you can see that t-shirt soaked. Rantula, it looks like he's slowing down a little bit in that ring.
I mean, he's a big guy. He always says he doesn't get paid by the hour, so I don't think he's going to go for an Ironman. Man.
No, it will definitely be in his favor to end this match as quickly as possible for as hot as it is. Seth James now working over Big Rantula from Munhall. There's a clothesline, and the big man goes 360 up, over and out onto the floor as he's now it looks like he's not being thrown back into the ring, he's being attended to by the Lumberjacks.
You know, he's about a 13-year veteran, and I can say it's Big Crazy Silly Seth James, whatever you want to call him.
We call him Big Stiff.
He's been the toughest opponent for Rantula I've seen yet. I mean, he took him to the limit in weapons matches, you name it. And right here, even with the fire department cheating on T's behalf, Seth James is pretty much pulling it out.
We saw it a few weeks ago, Seth James against Big T Rantula. That was in Butler when they had a fans bring the weapons match. That can be dangerous. We saw a flamingo, a keyboard. I think we saw fuzzy dice. You know,
I don't know how dangerous a flamingo is, but...
Or fuzzy dice.
Yes.
But he choked him with it, let's clarify.
He can tickle him or something.
What? There's not much tickling going on inside the ring right now.
Apparently Barry Boswick is one of the volunteer fire departments.
See right now, T Rantula is going down, and there's a big chop delivered by Seth James. The cover here, referee Bruce Gray. No, 2 count only. If I'm not mistaken, it's tough to tell from our vantage point. I do think that speed limit sign is still in the ring. There it is. It's on the close ring apron.
That's T's primary.
And there it is, yes, Seth James sees it as well. This is his opportunity to use it. Seth James, he might get caught speeding right here.
Even though T stole that off the road.
Look, oh, my goodness.
I can tell you right now.
This is the beginning of the end. I think this is it right here. 1, 2, that's a 3 count. 2 only.
T kicked out. A move that he has done so many times. Use that stop sign. Definitely, nobody has ever kicked out a T stop sign.
That sign is now concave from the head, from the big head of T Rantula, who is showing what type of guts and determination he has. As he kicked out, I thought that was over, Eric. I thought we saw the end right there.
I definitely thought it was over. The only reason I think it's over is maybe Seth James doesn't pack the punch that T does behind that stop sign.
Oh, there's a big, mean, big stiff, if you will, clothesline delivered by T Rantula, who Eric now has that sign.
I think that sign will be coming a lot faster than 25 miles per hour.
We just got Seth James clock speeding, and T Rantula just handed him a ticket. And now,
that looks to be about a $250 fine.
T Rantula could cover Seth James, but T Rantula going up to no man's land.
As T jumps, pay your dues.
The float over.
His foot's on the rope.
Foot's on the rope.
I thought it was a 3, Chuck. I thought he pulled the wool off the rest of the time.
I thought it was a 3 count as well. The high cross body, which is unusual for T Rantula, then the float over. But you know Seth James wanted that. Look out, could be the beginning of the end.
He calls this the pay your dues.
Well, Seth James just paid his dues in the center of that ring.
That looks to be a jump.
Got it.
The winner of the Lumberjack match, T Rantula.
And Barry Boswick has the sign.
There's the Radicator! Here comes the strawberry surprise!
And now, introducing the challenger. He weighs in at 240 ECW Triple Crown #3. First, Tommy Dreamer. I beat his ass. Second, Sandman, 7 times. Tonight, you're gonna be on lucky #3. How you like that? So you're gonna spit some comic book phrases at me and end it with quote the Raven nevermore? Or what are you gonna do? Now what was this Raven rule stuff? I want a straight up wrestling match. None of this false count anywhere. I'm gonna hit you with a chair. Straight up wrestling. What do you think there, tough guy? You want straight up wrestling? How about we'll start out that way? And if things get a little out of hand and you get a little, what's the word, uppity, then maybe we take it outside and I throw you into that wall over there. What do you think? I mean, sometimes in life, we make our own choices. Sometimes a choice is made for us, and sometimes there is no choice at all. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Ecstasy alongside of yours truly, Chuck Roberts. It's IWC wrestling action, and Eric, inside that ring, we have a very, very anticipated, long-anticipated match for the IWC title. It's Raven challenging our champion, IWC champion, Jimmy Vegas.
Anticipated is definitely the right word. This is the big one. This is the biggie that everybody's been waiting for. Since North Corners announced this about a month ago on IWCWrestling.com, emails have been pouring in. Can't wait for this match. I personally can't wait for it. How about you, Chuck?
No, absolutely not. We've been waiting for this for a long time. Jimmy Vegas has been talking a lot of, well, smack. The expression, talking a lot of smack against Raven. And we know Raven, has a very impressive track record. ECW, WCW, of course, WWE. He's held virtually numerous titles around the world in other federations, where Jimmy Vegas is young, but he's yet to make that mark that Raven has.
I tell you, it won't be long before Vegas makes that mark. About a year ago, he was invited to a WWE developmental camp. Ever since then, he's been working some dark matches. And I think right now, Raven cannot stop Jimmy Vegas. Jimmy Vegas is hungry. Raven's just going through the motions. I think Vegas is going to have, as he said, the ECW Triple Crown by beating Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, and now Raven.
And earlier on, not too long ago, back we saw as Jimmy Vegas successfully defended his title against Trevor Lowe, but that's not the type of match we're going to see here today. Jimmy Vegas had Trevor Lowe that whole course of the match, but he has his hands full with Raven, as now we see a chair coming into play. And Eric Ecstasy, is this a little bit of what we call Raven's rules?
I think it's exactly what Raven means by Raven's rules. Raven's rules is basically, there is no rules. In Raven's type of match, for about 10 years now, that's all he does. He likes to brawl. He likes to take it out to his fans. You know, I'm just surprised at the crowd reaction for Raven. Here's a guy who's been linked to Shirley, been linked to James Keenan and X, and he's out here getting cheered against Jimmy Vegas. I mean, it's just the charisma that he has, maybe just the respect of the fans, but I'm telling you right now, I couldn't believe the reaction when he came out.
Well, I would suggest that comes from national notoriety, not to mention international notoriety that he does have. However, here tonight, national notoriety Raven does possess, and that Jimmy Vegas, I dare say, will possess, and I believe will possess relatively soon.
Well, hey, you mentioned notoriety. How about the notoriety Jimmy Vegas received? When it's put all over the sheets, all over the magazines, and all over the internet, that Jimmy Vegas beat Raven in an IWC title defense.
That's a huge victory, even for a current champion, moving up the ranks of the national wrestling scene, being Jimmy Vegas. As you saw, a little wrestling lesson. Jimmy Vegas said he wanted this match to start with wrestling, and that's exactly the lesson Raven gave him so far in this match. As you see, Jimmy Vegas looks to be the one utilizing Raven's rules more so than Raven.
Hey, I'm willing to bet my mom's life savings that Jimmy Vegas wants this match more than maybe he wanted his IWC where he was a challenger. He already has the goal, but hey, he wants to win over Raven more than anything else.
How about dipping in that mom's life savings? Give me the $5 you owe me from a hot dog earlier on.
Hey, $5 for a hot dog. What are you, crazy? This isn't McDonald's.
Yeah, you're right. $2 hot dogs for that $5.
Hey, buddy.
Which I've yet to see the
You
change.
need to slow down on the hot dog.
Outside the ring right now, Raven has Jimmy Vegas, the champion. Now looks, he takes him head first right into the post.
And it looks like Raven's rules are coming into play now. Hey, he promised it. They're going into the bleachers.
They are gone, and there he promised earlier. Eric Ecstasy,
into the bleachers.
as promised by Raven, he delivers his promise by delivering the head of Jimmy Vegas into the bleachers. Those wooden bleachers have zero give. Look out again, sends him in. Oh, Jimmy goes in hard.
You can see the red welts on Jimmy Vegas' body from the blow to the bleachers.
Jimmy Vegas goes in hard, and Eric, I dare say, he might have hurt his elbow on that last one. No, look out, revert.
Oh, and now Raven gets a taste of his own rules.
Right into that metal power box, it looks like.
I think it's Vegas rules about now.
It's Vegas rules. It's Ravens rules. The fact is, there are no rules. As Chris, our official Chris, what do you call him, Chris?
Kalikia, you know.
Christopher.
Estrada, whatever you want to call
Whatever, it's Eric Estrada, whatever you want to call him.
As
Christopher, I think it's Christopher.
As always, Digital Horizons on hand. I think they've taped a lot of sporting events, but I don't think they've seen nothing like the Ravens rules match here at IWC.
As I have a feeling that this match is going to get a lot worse before it gets any better, and before
Vegas
we
is
have a
taking it
victory.
into the ring.
Vegas finally seeing that he has to take it into the ring to beat Raven. And don't forget, inside that ring, Eric, there's a chair sitting there. That's part of Raven's rules. Bleachers are part of Raven's rules. The floor, anything goes.
Vegas stretching out his hamstring after the blow to the outside. This is where Vegas is going to have to win the match. You can't win it on the outside. You can't beat Raven in his own.
No, absolutely not. And now
toying with Raven.
He is, actually. He's kind of setting the pace here, which Jimmy Vegas is very good at. Jimmy Vegas, although he lost some weight, that's a 2 count only. Although he lost some weight, he's picked up the speed, as you can tell, and he's picked up his endurance. He's lasting a heck of a lot longer than we saw in the past. And again, a lot of that has to do with his going down to WWE, doing some dark matches, wrestling with some of the more popular stars out there. But make no mistake about it, this is IWC. This is pure blood and bred wrestling. And right now you see two guys vying. This title is just as important as any WCW, ECW title there is.
That's right.
2 count only.
Jimmy Vegas, like I said before, the only 2-time IWC champion. He didn't get that with his looks. He got it with his talent.
And a lot of talent is possessed. Do not count at this point. Do not count Raven out. He'll gouge an eye. He'll pull out a lead pipe. He'll use that steel chair. Heck, I've seen him use fireballs in the past. This guy will do whatever it takes to win. Short of a shotgun, hopefully.
A couple of fat guys and, half t-shirts out there before, so he's willing to do anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But enough about Norm Connors.
The crowd rallying behind Raven. Just like I said, it's very strange to me that a guy who comes out here has all these links to evil, has all these things that wrestling fans should be against, and they love him.
Well, that's just the mystique of this sport. That's what makes these guys such tremendous athletes, and that's what makes these fans, our IWC wrestling fans, so special. 2 count only.
And right when Raven thought he was finally getting back into the match, Vegas puts a stop to it.
Irish whip off the ropes, goes no a sleeper hold. He could put Raven to sleep right here. This could be the beginning of the end.
A very old school yet effective maneuver by Jimmy Vegas.
To slow down, no doubt to slow down Raven. Well, this will put him to sleep. This will put him in Dream Machine land. Maybe an homage.
He's not dreaming about Dustin Ardine.
Homage to Dustin Ardine. Oh, right there, a jawbreaker. Nicely executed. A great defensive maneuver to the sleeper hold, dropping down on your knees, but you can tell right now, Raven is feeling the worst of those 2 maneuvers.
I tell you what's worse is Jimmy Vegas' poker face. It's all gone.
Jimmy Vegas is poker face. This ain't Vegas.
How do you think he got the name?
But there are high stakes on the line. This is a big gamble by both guys, and there you see a super kick delivered by Raven. Caught him square in the chest.
As you can see, Jimmy Vegas' jaw moving around. He's making sure it's still in functional order after that.
The referee counting both men down. I doubt we'll see a double count out here. I'd be the most shocked of all these fans in attendance. Once again, we thank you very much for joining us. Chuck Roberts alongside of Eric Ecstasy, 1/3 of Sexual Harassment. We got a championship on the line if you're just joining us. It's Jimmy Vegas defending the IWC title against Raven. As right now, there's a right hand delivered by Raven. And another one.
Like you were saying earlier, this title has This title has been defended against Japanese stars such as Bhudakahn. It's been defended against Sandman, Jerry Lawler, Kamala. This title is prestigious. This isn't just another independent title. This is the IWC Championship. And right now, Raven, the Mr. Wrestling TV, is batting up to get.
Eric, you're beside yourself. I don't blame you. It's for the championship. It's for all the gold.
I can't take it. It's men and killed.
Look out!
Men and killed.
Bulldog, but yes, Jimmy Vegas caught the worst of that Bulldog.
He tried.
And two of them.
Tried to block the Bulldog, but was unsuccessful.
It looked like at the last second he tried to push Raven away, but now Raven grabs that steel chair.
This is Raven's specialty. In fact, I've seen this maneuver before.
Are we
Goes
about
for that drop toe hold
into the chair?
There it is.
First. Down goes Jimmy Vegas. The cover.
That should
I
be
think
all,
this
Doug.
is it. Referee.
Oh.
Our referee out of position slightly, but the 2 count only was clear.
Give credit to Jimmy Vegas.
And now the chair thrown right into the forehead of Raven. Jimmy Vegas now getting the upper hand
In a cruel twist of fate, Chuck, I think the odds were against Jimmy Vegas in this one. Something he's not used to.
I think Raven's about to see stars. Dustin!
Oh! And referee Chris Calicia Estrada. He is out. Even flow
The
DDT.
cover. The even flow DDT. There's no question if the referee were conscious, this would be a win for Raven.
We just witnessed about a 6 count here.
Nobody's home. The referee just got his lights shut out by Raven with that steel chair.
And now Raven's going for the chair again.
Raven brings the chair back into the inside. The referee looks like he's coming up to. Looks like he's coming up too.
The referee's
And now,
blocking it.
head first.
As long as he's good enough to make that 3, that's all that matters to Raven.
And now Raven trying to revive the toe hold.
Tasting his own medicine.
Raven goes into the chair. The referee's on 2. He got 3.
And he made good on his promise. ECW Triple